Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one, it is time to go over the smash and grab challenges and the fastest way to go about getting them done. That's right guys, I'm talking about tips, tricks, and secrets to help you get through these fast, and also showing you the locations of things like the secret star for this week as well. So basically guys, we're going to be covering all 14 challenges, the normal ones, the prestige ones, and this will help you get towards tier 100 and help you unlock the Ultima Knight, which is an awesome skin. But yeah guys, let's jump on into it. So hit that like button down below if you appreciate these guides. Also be sure to comment what tier you guys are at because I'm curious to see. And also if you want to help support me in these guides, be sure to use code TheLlamaSir in the item shop. That's a super easy way to support me and I appreciate it a ton. But other than that guys, without further ado, let's jump on into it. First of all, let's go over the items real quick that you can unlock, and then we'll get into the guide for the challenges in order of how you unlock them. But anyways guys, first of all, you have this this interesting back bling right here. As you can see, I believe it's part of the X-Lord set or whatever, but that is the back bling right there. Pretty interesting. There is also a spray that you can unlock, but it's nothing too crazy. So let's just go ahead onto this style that you have, which is I believe the hunter style. It's basically a green style, as you can see right here. Pretty fancy. If you like green, you'll be a big fan of it. On top of that, you also have a style for his back bling, as you can see right there. Fits in with that green theme pretty well, and also a style for the dual pickaxe. I'm forgetting the name of the pickaxe itself, but as you can see, yeah, it's green, so it fits in pretty well. And on top of that, you can also get battle stars and XP, so pretty cool overall. But getting into it with the first challenge, you have search a chest within 60 seconds after landing from the battle bus. Now this one is very straightforward. However, the main tip I have for you to save time with this is to do it with the other challenges that you have starting out. Obviously you have 3 challenges, so it's best to try and do them together and save time. Now with that being said, let's actually cover the second one with this first one as well. That second one is to land at a hotspot in different matches, and both of those are 3, but obviously guys, you'll want to start out by landing at a hotspot because then you can get part of that challenge done and then go on to search for chests, knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone. And as a reminder, the hotspots are, when you look on the minimap, they are the locations that have a yellow name. They rotate, they're kind of random, so just look for those yellow names and land at those locations. And then when you land at those locations, quickly try and find a chest, or actually multiple. I think you can try and find multiple in the same game, but doing that should save you a bunch of time. But then after that, for the third challenge, you also have deal damage within 30 seconds after using a launch pad. And as a reminder guys, the normal challenges are a little bit easier, but then the prestige challenges get quite a bit harder. But don't worry guys, we have tips and tricks to get those done as well. But yeah, deal damage within 30 seconds after using a launch pad. The best way to go about doing this one by far is to do it in Team Rumble. The first 2 challenges you can do in either Team Rumble or solo, but this one for sure do Team Rumble because obviously you'll be able to find a ton of enemy players. And not only that, you can often find launch pads that other people have put down, so just keep an eye out for those when you're gliding in. Or on the other hand, you can try and search for launch pads of your own out of supply drops. There's actually a couple supply drop challenges coming up, so I'll explain how to like find these super easily. But for this one, you know, just go into Team Rumble, look for some launch pads, either as loot or as ones that other people have placed, and you should be able to get some damage done fairly easily. Now then after that guys, keeping it going here with the 4th challenge I want to talk about. This one is the search 2 chests within 30 seconds of each other, which is very easy. For this one, I mean, I would do Team Rumble because I'm pretty sure Team Rumble has more chest spawns, and honestly you probably would be able to get this just playing normally, but just land wherever you want. You know, houses usually have 2 chests in them, but I do think you have to do that 3 times, so make sure you land at a location where again nobody else is at. That'll help you out a ton because obviously you don't have other people getting in the way searching chests that you could search, like especially if you can land like Pleasant Park. If it's far away from the circle, that would help out a ton. But go to your favorite locations where you know a ton of chests are at. Now after that, you have pick up a legendary item in different matches. For this one, again, I would do Team Rumble because you can search a ton of chests, and also you can search supply drops, and this goes hand in hand with the next challenge. And actually I would recommend doing both of these challenges at the same time. So you know what, let's just jump into the next challenge as well because you can do them together. So basically the next challenge is to search a supply drop within 10 seconds of it landing. However, this is very simple if you know how supply drops work in Team Rumble. Now basically guys, the easiest way to go about doing this is to hop into a Team Rumble match and wait for the first storm moving timer to hit 4 minutes. As soon as it hits that 4 minutes, that is when all of the supply drops the first time around spawn onto the map. So obviously you want to make sure you're close to the center circle, but once those supply drops spawn, simply open up your menu, or not menu, you want to open up the mini map and search for some of those supply drops. Find the closest one to you or where there's, you know, a couple together, and then immediately go over to those. Now then once you're there, simply fire up there so you can knock it down even faster, search that supply drop, and then you can move on to the next supply drop right away and probably get 2 done back to back. However, just keep in that Team Rumble match because supply drops continue to spawn throughout the match pretty often. So you'll be able to find them, again, knock them down, open them, and you'll have this challenge done in no time. Now, obviously, that also helps you out with the pick up a legendary item in different matches because supply drops carry legendary items. So pretty easy right there. However, you do have to do it in different matches. So maybe you want to keep doing that 4-minute trick at the start of a match in different matches to, work on both of those challenges at the same time. And then after that, guys, I believe this is the final of the normal challenges, and then we'll get into it with the secret star. But basically, deal damage to opponents at hot spots. Pretty easy. However, I would recommend not doing Team Rumble and instead doing solo, simply because it's pretty hard to find opponents in Team Rumble at specific locations, but in solo, especially at a hot spot, you should be able to find people fairly easily, and dealing 200 damage, that's pretty easy to do. So yeah, guys, but then after that, let's jump into it with the secret star location. Now, real quick before we get into that, guys, if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below because I post these guides every single week showing you the best ways to do all of the challenges for the weekly challenges all in one video, including all of these secret locations for stuff. So yeah, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for those. Now, I'm not 100% sure yet how these secret star locations work, if you have to unlock the loading screen first, if you have to do something else. So yeah, just as a reminder, it may not show up for you unless you have done something specific, but I'm still trying to figure out exactly what that is. But as for the location of the star, basically the clue in the loading screen says I2, I3, J2, and J3. And since we've gone over previous clues like this in the past, that is obviously referencing coordinates on the minimap. So I'm going to go into Playground to show you this location. You cannot actually pick it up in Playground. It's just obviously easier to show you in there. But yeah, if you open up your minimap and go to the coordinates, between I2, I3, J2, and J3, you will notice it is at this location in the jungle, as you can see right there. So maybe mark that on your minimap so you know exactly where to go. But then once you get into a match of either like solo, Team Rumble, you want to head over to that location, again in the jungle, as you can see right here. Now, as we get closer to it, you can see like more of the spot that it should show up at. Now, I'm not exactly sure the exact spot. It just should be somewhere on this hill. It's probably near that initial area that I marked, but it could maybe also be on the top of the hill, maybe more towards the bottom, but it should be somewhere near around those coordinates on the map, as long as you've done the necessary things to actually have it show up on the map. Again, you may need to unlock the loading screen or complete challenges. Still trying to confirm exactly how that works, but that is where the star should show up. Now, after that, then getting into it with the prestige challenges, you have search a chest and an ammo box within 30 seconds after landing from the battle bus. That is very simple. However, I would also recommend hotspot because the next challenge also has to do with hotspots, so you might as well try and save some time by going for both of these challenges at the same time. So basically, the next challenge is to destroy loot carriers within 60 seconds after landing from the battle bus. You need to destroy a total of 3. So obviously, again, similar to that one from the normal challenges, simply go into like solo or Team Rumble, land at one of the hotspots, but this time you want to search for those loot carriers and immediately start to knock them down, and you should be able to get 3 of them within 60 seconds fairly easily. And then after that, simply go around, search for a chest and an ammo box, and get that challenge done as well. But then after that, guys, you also have eliminate an opponent within 30 seconds after using a launch pad. So a bit harder than the one where you just have to deal damage, but it's still fairly easy overall, especially if you do it in Team Rumble, which is 100% what I recommend doing. Again, you can find launch pads that other people have placed, especially when these challenges are newly out. You should be able to find a lot of other people's launch pads that people have placed. But again, also use that supply drop trick because supply drops carry launch pads fairly often, and it's a fairly reliable way to find the launch pads. Then after that, you have search 3 chests within 30 seconds of each other. Now, this one is a bit tougher because, well, you only really have 15 seconds per chest, because as soon as you search the first one, then you have 30 seconds to find the other 2. So basically, I would actually recommend this one specific spot to go to. It's pretty amazing because it has 3 chests literally right next to each other, making it super easy to get this challenge done. And I would also 100% recommend doing Team Rumble because of how I believe it has better chances of finding chests. But basically, the location is, as you can see right here in the snow biome, you want to go to the house in the middle of the bunch of trees, because when you go inside of this house, it has a tree right there where 3 chests can spawn under it, making it, super simple for this challenge. I mean, look right here. It takes like 5 seconds to open them all, and I'm pretty sure this is probably the best spot to get this challenge done by far. And then after that, guys, you have a challenge which is to pick up 3 legendary items in a single match. Now, how I would recommend going about doing this is to utilize those supply drop tricks that I showed you earlier. Obviously, going into Team Rumble, finding like 1 or 2 supply drops can get you legendaries very, very easily, especially since supply drops in Team Rumble oftentimes spawn 2 legendary items that are different, meaning that they should count as, 2 separate items for this challenge. And then all you have to do is find another supply drop with a different legendary item, and you will have this challenge fully done. So again, as a quick reminder, hop into a Team Rumble match, wait for 4 minutes on the first storm moving timer, then look on your minimap for the supply drops, go around and find them, and get this challenge done. It should be very easy. Then after that, guys, you have collect 100 of each material within 60 seconds after landing from the battle bus, which sounds a little bit tough at first, but don't worry, guys, I got a good location to show you for this one. But basically, the first thing I want to say is to 100% do either Team Rumble or Arena for this. I think challenges count in Arena, right? The reason I recommend that is because they have an increased farming rate, meaning you can get this done faster and easier. Now, Fatal Fields is one good location, but I actually have a fairly hidden location that I think will work well, and that is right here. It's up near, like, right above the lava, above that, like, underpass. But basically, if you go up there, it has all 3 of these materials very close together. However, the best thing about it is that it also has the metal tomato head, which is great for getting metal. It gets you a ton of it super fast, and then you can simply run down, get some materials from the trees around, which are large trees, so that makes it easier to get materials from those. And then you can find a bunch of rocks around here as well. And of course, this whole area is made out of bricks and stuff like that. So overall, it's an amazing spot to get this challenge done. And it's fairly hidden as well, so not a ton of people go there. And then for the final challenge, guys, it is a very simple one. To finish off these challenges, you have got eliminate an opponent at a hot spot. You have to do that 3 times. Obviously, the best way to go about doing that is to hop into a solo game, go to the hot spots, and just keep trying to get some eliminations. After a bit of time, you should be able to get those 3 that you need. And honestly, it's a pretty easy challenge, just one that takes a little bit of time. So yeah, but anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more guides like this coming out for the future weeks of season 10. On top of that, you can check out some of my previous videos here, such as on the left, going over some recent update stuff such as free items, and then below that, my previous challenge guide for the Worlds Collide challenges. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.